Awesome. So everyone, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And as we were working through Zoom and getting everybody locked and loaded, and just wanted to thank everyone for coming out tonight and just joining us as we talk about the Shred, which is an awesome 10-day program that we have. It begins at the start of every single month. And what we are really doing during the Shred is shredding bad habits and really putting a whole bunch of good nutrition into our bodies so that we can feel the full benefits of what whole food nutrition does for us. And so the Shred 10 is a jumpstart program. It's a 10-day jumpstart to a 4-month program. And so we're going to be just talking a little bit about lifestyle and one of the reasons why we need to do these regular detoxes of our body tonight. And so, Ashley, I will be sharing the screen here, and then we will start it off. Bam. So you can go right ahead.
Oh.
You want to listen to this today?
How'd you get so big? Hold on a second.
Oh, good nutrition. That's the juice plus stuff we got.
Exit full. There we go. All right.
Yes, you can. Mommy's on the phone.
And then if you all could just go ahead and mute yourselves if you have not already, that would be great. Thank you.
Oh, I had to go back and figure that.
Or if you have a quiet background.
You did it. Good job. All right. So why do we need to do something like the Shred 10? There are 2 startling trends in our world. Wouldn't you agree that we are living in a chemical world? We are being bombarded by toxins, which is leading to all kinds of health problems. Unless you're living in a bubble, these toxins are everywhere. We are breathing them in and we are putting them on our skin. They are on our lawn and our pool, and we are even eating them. So how about our food quality? Wouldn't you agree that our food quality is decreasing? We can't even pronounce many of the ingredients in our food, not to mention all these recalls that we have on there.
Ridiculous. All romaine, please. Thanks.
Yeah.
And so this definitely, because of all these things, creates a need for us to detox. And that's one of the things that this slide shows right here, is that we have to talk about actually getting rid of the impurities and the different toxins that are in our body. And those toxins that we just showed in the last couple of slides, well, our bodies cannot handle all of them being inside of our body. And so it protects our organs by trapping the toxins in our fat cells. And so the good news with that is that it keeps the toxins from roaming around in our body and causing even more damage. But the bad news is that it holds in our fat cells, and that can expand, causing weight issues. And so when you burn fat, and this is kind of the top, dieting or over-exercising, when you burn fat in the wrong way without the proper nutrition, or if you over-exercise, the toxins are then released from the fat cells into the body. And so our body, which is super smart, just goes into the fat production mode to once again trap all of the toxins that are in our body, protecting the organs, and then the fat returns, and it's a vicious cycle. And that's what we see in yo-yo dieting, is that we can drop it all, but because we don't take the time to remove those impurities out of our body reacts, creates the fat cells, stores all the impurities again, and puts it on there, and puts it into those cells. And so as you see with the Shred 10 down here, what we're really doing is reducing and taking all the toxins out of our body because of the whole food nutrition, and then that is expelled. And so when we lose the weight and the fat cells do shrink, then there are less toxins that are in and impurities that are in our body, and that keeps us to maintain our better health, like it says, less fat, more muscles, and there's not that kind of rebound. And so by removing the toxins with the Shred, as well as adding in clean eating and fruits and vegetables, and now you're just shedding the fat and assisting your liver so that it can actually do its job and cleanse these toxins. And so one of the aspects that we move into with this is being able to grow your own food. And this is one aspect of our company that I'm super proud of is the Tower Garden. And what these are is a vertical aeroponic garden. It grows about 4 times or 3 times the traditional rate of, like an in-ground soil garden, and just uses a lot less water and space. And so it produces this nutrient dense food. And like we were just saying with the recall of romaine lettuce, like there's no chemicals or pesticides or anything like that that goes on the tower garden. And you will not have anybody knocking down your door looking for your romaine that you're growing on this tower garden here. So this is really cool. It's something that I have been moving around a whole bunch, but to get locked down and to be able to grow something on this would be fantastic. A lot of people are getting these put in schools as well.
That's my goal. I want one of those because our soil is horrible here.
Exactly, right?
So bad. And to get the kids involved, I mean, that's why it's great that it's in schools. So how can we get enough fruit and vegetables to make this possible? The truth is we can't. I mean, it's impossible. I mean, you have to eat. Are you really eating your 13 servings a day? I'm not. My kids aren't. So the truth is we need help. And one important part of the Shred 10 is to add the Juice Plus Trio, which is the capsules, or you could do the chewables, and the Juice Plus shakes. And it's like flooding your body with 45 fruits, vegetables, and berries every single day. It's not a substitute, it's the real thing. But it will definitely bridge the gap as you try to eat a lot of the plants during the Shred 10. And this is the powdered produce. So you'll add 2 fruit, 2 vegetable, and 2 berry capsules, and then you'll drink the 2 complete shakes every single day. Or for the 10 days.
For the 10 days, and then moving into the rest of the time there. And
are the meal substitutes?
So the shakes themselves, they're not a meal substitute. What I'll usually do is like put them in smoothies or oatmeal, or I'll create bites or something like that. I'll mix it with like peanut butter and oats and honey, and so they can be snacks. Or I'll usually do a smoothie in the morning, or like a shake in the afternoon, or after for dinner, that mixes really well with almond milk, and you can make it into chocolate pudding or cookie dough is what it tastes like, which is really fantastic because I love cookie dough.
Okay, I'm muting myself again.
All good. And so one of the things that I was really blown away by is this slide right here, and it's talking about willpower. And like we all 100% know that time where it's like it doesn't matter what's going on, like I get hangry and then I just need to eat something, and usually I'm running towards like something sweet or salty, and there is something that's going on biologically in us that makes this happen, and that is like this zone of willpower, right? And so willpower is actually a function of our blood sugar. And so if we skipped a meal or we were too busy that we just forgot to eat, like we've all had those days where, like I said, we get that hangry, right? And then we want to eat something, and here's why. It's called the glycemic index. And so this is the rate at which sugar enters your bloodstream. And we all know that sugar should enter our bloodstream slowly and give us sustained energy. And like the sugar rush, or there's the sugar rush aspect, and then there's the spike in our blood sugar, which just causes us, and this happens when we eat empty carbs like bread or crackers or box foods. There's the spike in sugar, and then it comes crashing down about an hour or 2 later. And all this right here is a thing that's been checked over in science. So we have this test of where the blood sugar is at over this elapsed time. And so the dark blue line that we have right here is what happens when we eat a low glycemic meal with fiber, so that any sugar that enters the bloodstream will enter slowly. And so that's what happens with these Juice Plus Complete shakes, is that it's high in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, and it lands in this zone of willpower, so you're not having these crazy spikes of, oh, I need to eat something, and then having it bottom out where we like feel that lull in the afternoon. The complete shakes have us stay right in that line. And so one of the things, and this is something that happened with my mom that she talked about, is that she started to lose her cravings for snacks. She wasn't going for the potato chips or for anything when she was just getting home from work. Like in between that time where she was working and then making dinner, she would have a shake, so that would curb her appetite, and she would be able to kind of maintain that and not snack totally before making a meal. And so this is the Juice Plus Complete Shake. It's complete because it's got all the necessary amino acids that everybody needs for our body. Vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free. It's completely plant-based, and it's got a prebiotic as well as the probiotic is that long word that not many people can pronounce. So, and then from there, so answering your question, just as a healthy breakfast, like I said, just put it into a smoothie, oatmeal, that sort of thing, pre-post workout drink or a snack. I've been drinking shakes for a while. Still don't look like that, so I don't know how that happens, but I bet there's a couple other things that need to go on. The next one, Juice Plus Omega right here. It is a 100% plant-based omega, and so this has omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And what we do with it is we skip the fish, which is basically the middleman. The fish eat the algae. This has algae as well as 5 other different plants in it, so it's sustainable, and it has the correct source of all these different omegas that come with it. And so getting into the shred and what that looks like. And so for 10 days, what happens in the shred is that we are adding in more real food, Juice Plus, the trio that Ashley was going over, the fruits, vegetables, berries, as well as 2 shakes a day, water, normal amount of sleep, and then exercise. And so these are all the things that we add in or increase, and then we eliminate gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, artificial refined sugars, and eating after 6. I usually tell people 8 p.m. because 6 is just a little bit too early. And so, and this all really is working with your all schedule. This is the premium of what you want to be doing. And we have a lot of people kind of fit into where they can. So a lot of people will say, oh, you know, I drink like 4 cups of coffee a day. And that's totally cool. So over the 10 days, you know, maybe it's going from 4 cups to 2 cups to 1 cup and really trying to wean off of that. And what this is doing and these things that we're eliminating, you know, it's really about meeting ourselves where we're at and knowing that the best that we can do is to take out all these, and that's going to be for the best experience. We also just, you know, meet people where they're at. And, you know, some of the times we know that there's something coming up and maybe we go on a little bit of a shred pause for an evening, you know, and maybe have that like little piece of bread or that sort of thing. So this is just guidelines to show what is possible. And then we always talk about what is possible and meet people where they're at with that. So it's really customizable for what you have going on. And so one of the things that happens during the shred and that are the most common results are right here. I mean, you can read them, but just craving more fruits and veggies, healthier weight, like a lot of people experience because your fat cells are decreasing in size because the toxins are now being like expelled out of them, is that you lose inches and just feel lighter on your feet. And those are some things that definitely happen. The improved sleep, energy. I started off with this, with Juice Plus doing the shred. And I immediately after the 10 days, the energy was the thing that I noticed more than anything else. I was waking up, having cups of coffee and Red Bulls in the afternoon. And after the 10 days, I was sleeping all the way through the night and having that all day lasting energy, which was just huge for me. And within a few days, I actually noticed my nails were starting to grow even faster, which is cool. And so, and then by the end of the 30 days for me, the mental clarity was a huge aspect that was turned on for me. And I really didn't understand how slow my brain was moving until I realized how fast it could move. And that was one of the things that really hit me and was a big deal for me, was that mental clarity as well. And then Juice Plus is the most researched nutritional product in the world. And this is one thing that sets us apart from many other products that are in this space, is that a lot of other products have 0, 1, or 2 published research studies, and Juice Plus now has 38. And this is from all over the world. I mean, you can see Italy, Australia, England. You know, from home, we have the University of Florida, we have, you know, Princeton and Yale. So just big name research schools and nutrition schools as well that are doing tests and publishing these studies on Juice Plus, which is just phenomenal. And all these have been done over the last 25 years, which is also just a testament for how long Juice Plus has been around and how much studying has actually been done. And Juice Plus is, the only product that is out there that's been tested. Right now, there's a study going on pregnant women, but old people, young people, there's on smokers, on like special forces, like kind of like our Navy SEALs, but over in Switzerland. So these studies have been done on a whole bunch of different people. And so moving forward on that, this is really looking at the shred journey. So what you can expect moving forward after this is really having a conversation with Ashley and seeing, where do you see yourself getting started? And after that, what we have is a whole bunch of different resources that have been provided by this company, which is so amazing. So you receive your shred guide, receive the cookbook. There's videos as well as a support group that we have every single month with a ton of people that are doing the exact same thing. So we love like being able to share stories and recipes and, motivations and, different things that are really beneficial during the 10-day time to, really understand what's going on in our bodies. And so at this point, it's really about seeing, where do you see yourself getting started? A lot of people, like where I started off was this, the basic package here, which was the trio as well as 2 shakes a day. And then about a month in is when I added the omegas. And that's when I noticed, like, I have kind of long hair. My hair was at like a plateau moment. And then I added the omegas in and my hair grew about 2 inches in 30 days. And so that was a huge thing. And then my skin just cleared up in a pretty profound way, which was really cool. So I always recommend people starting off with that, just having the best possible experience for your body. Like we spend a lot of time, in our life working to get to this point, and it's not something that's going to change overnight. We're really putting the best nutrition into our body, and we're just starting to rework, our microbiome and the things that are going on inside. And so I always just recommend, like, do this for yourself and give yourself the best chance to, really feel the effects of what all this good nutrition can do inside of your body. And so I always recommend for people to go ahead and do the quad and the shake as well. So these are just the 3 packages right here. And one of the things that we can definitely talk about more is just where do you see yourself getting started? So what we can do now is really open up for any questions that you all might have. And then if not, we can definitely close this out. We have a couple and a half minutes, so I want to definitely save time for any questions.
Pardon me. This sounds like the solution to like all of the kind of problems I've been having. It's so amazing and invited by you, Ashley. Thank you, because like all of the stuff that you're talking about is like my skin has been so bad lately. The fingernails, the zero energy, and I'm sleeping now. My kid sleeps through the night, 8, 10 hours, whatever. So I'm sleeping. So I'm just like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I'm snacking, and it's like I'm gaining so much weight, and I just had a family trip, so you know how that goes when everybody else is fit and you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom was like, she made me get on the scale and all of this stuff. So she just started Jenny Craig again, and she was asking me if I wanted to do it. But I think that don't you think this, I want to tell her about this product. Do you think this is a good substitute?
So from what I understand with Jenny Craig, and so everybody, if we get kicked off here, if you just want to re-sign back in, then we'll have more time to go over this.
Okay.
So just to let you know if we get kicked off. But from what I understand about Jenny Craig is that it is just food, right? Like you have a certain amount of points for like the food that you eat, or they send you meals. Is that correct?
It's not points. That's Weight Watchers. Jenny Craig is like pre-packaged meals that they send you. I think that probably has a lot of chemicals in there.
It does. I did it years and years ago. I did the Jenny Craig, and I did lose weight, but I don't think it's healthy. Whereas this is all,
Yeah.
this is nutrition, and this is our whole foods just condensed. So we're getting the exact amount of vegetables and fiber and our fruits. Their food was not like that.
No, I feel like it's more processed stuff. And I was actually watching a Netflix documentary today about chemical toxicity and how, you know, the flame retardants and all of these things in our food and the fragrance, and they're proprietary information, so they don't really have to tell you what's in anything. So it's scary. So this is a good way to, you know, get those toxins out, to not just lose weight,